Okay, you have just downloaded DIY support. This is the Quickstart guide. I will try to go as fast as I can, but also slow enough that everything makes sense. So to get a hold of me or the team, come up here to this little button up here. And of course, we're using intercom. And you can contact us and we can set up screen shares or whatever you need if you have any issues after this video. So that's that. So your screen will look like this. You won't have any of your sub accounts synced. So the first thing we're going to do is sync our sub accounts. And that's as simple as just clicking this button. And let's navigate away, navigate back, and there's our two sub accounts. I am using a developer SaaS test account, and I have two test sub accounts for this. And a quick note, if anything in here looks different than your screen, it's because I am actually on my dev. I'm constantly working on this, pushing out new stuff. I will push out some new integrations soon, so don't be worried, this is the dev account. Yours will be production and it won't say dev right here. So the next step would be to install the script. So we'll come over here, you're going to copy from bracket to bracket. Command C or Control C, whatever. Go over to your settings, company, white label, go down, paste it. You don't want to paste it. I'm sure you have other scripts in here, so you don't want to paste it inside of another script. It doesn't really matter the order you put the script because I have a defer attribute, which this script will not run until every other script, including all Go high level stuff, has run. And we'll save. All right. One thing you could do is I recommend refreshing all your tabs after anything you put in the white label script area, just so that this is now running. Let's go back to the app. Okay, so we got our script installed. The next step would be to sign up for Intercom. This is Intercom. I think they have over 30,000 companies, many of them very large, Fortune 500 companies that they run support for. It's as advanced or non-advanced as you want to make it. It's really up to you. So you'll get a 14-day free trial, and I signed up for a throwaway email here, ghl.intercom@gmail, so that I can start from scratch and show you the process. You see how it said, yeah, it went too fast, but they really want you to use a work email, which is actually very important because that brings me to my next subject. Well, the app that integrates with Intercom that I recommend the most to make your life so much easier for running support, because you can do it asynchronously. Your sub-account clients, they can record their issues or bugs or what they want to have happen in their sub-account asynchronously and pretty effortlessly. So, but the only thing, and this is the really important thing here, is when you sign up for Intercom, due to Screen Desk's limitations, you have to use an at agency email, whatever that is. It can't be an at Gmail, even though I just signed up for that with an at Gmail. This is just to show you how to get up and running quick. But if you're going to use Screen Desk, which I highly recommend in combination with Intercom, and I'll show you how it all works, it just makes your support so much easier and asynchronous. So say if you have a day job or what have you, you can't just jump on a meeting right away, but you could theoretically, record a solution and send it back to them in the same conversation. So again, just to reemphasize, when signing up for Screen Desk, you cannot use something at Gmail. It needs to be an at, some kind of thing besides Gmail, Yahoo, whoever else. See, email must be a work email. And that email does have to match your intercom email, the one you use for intercom. This is a screen desk limitation on your intercom email. It's not intercom's fault. It's this setting is because of how screen desk orchestrated or architected their app and how it works. Okay, so basically, to reiterate, you need a work email if you want to use Screen Desk. And actually, I forgot to say, it has to be the exact same email. You need the exact same email in Screen Desk and the exact same email in Intercom if you want to use Screen Desk with it. And I can't emphasize and suggest Screen Desk enough to you, because once you see how it works in the Screen Desk Quickstart tutorial I'll film next, I don't know if it'll be next, but it'll be very soon. You'll be like, yep, that's how I want to run support. That makes it so much easier. Okay, so click the Intercom suite. You don't click FinAI Agent. FinAI Agent is Intercom's powerful AI that is, I don't have too many hours playing with it, but what I've seen so far, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's a little on the expensive side, though. But, I don't know, I think it's worth it, personally. Click Continue. Jordan Quinn. Okay, we'll make Jordan Quinn. This is just a throwaway account to show you how it all works. We'll put in a password here, some sort. Keep on seeing that Rosu drop down. That's my personal agency, or SaaS, I guess you would call it, that I started about 2.5 years ago. And this is what I've used ever since for support. This Intercom Screen Desk marriage. All right, let's go confirm this, verify. Good deal. All right, so now we are inside of Intercom. You can just skip all of this. You don't have to skip it all. You can do it all, but for the sake of time, we're not going to go too far with that. So the first thing we'll do, first things first, is, so that script you loaded in your GHL, what we do is we load a lot of information from GHL and we populate it in Intercom for each user of each sub account. So that way you know who is who in here, which company they're, or sub account they're with, all their details, their ID, location ID, company ID, everything. So you'll go to Data, Settings first, Data, People. People and companies is where we're going to put some custom data attributes in here that DIY support is going to populate for you. So one thing I learned the hard way is whatever custom data attribute you put in here, you cannot put in here, and vice versa. For whatever reason, custom data attributes are not, what's the word? I don't know, segmentized, cut off. They're all the same. So if you use a custom data attribute here, you will not be allowed to add one of the same name over here in companies. And it's irreversible. So I learned this, how I know all of this is I learned it the hard way in my personal Intercom account. I added something in companies that I wanted added into people, only to find out that A, you can't delete it. There's a little archive thing, but it doesn't actually delete it. And B, it's irreversible. Like you can't move it. You can't move it from companies to people. So this is the part of the installation Quickstart that you really want to be careful on. So make sure you're in people, and I'll post these attributes below or above the video, wherever. So people, make sure you're in people, and then we're going to grab all these attributes. So, and the people attributes will start with HL at the beginning. The company ones will start with, or end with HL. All right, we'll go through and add these one at a time. Let's move that over there. Come back to Screen Desk. All right, we're in people. create attribute, paste it, and they'll all be off. They're all going to be type text. Type text. This is just saying, hey, the only way this will be updated is if it's via a secured JWT, which we do for you behind the scenes. We load all of your intercom. We take your secret key, which we'll show you in a second, and we create JWTs, and we load all this user information for you, making it much easier. So you don't have to have a personal server. You don't have to be techie. You don't have to know anything about coding. We do it all for you. All right, we'll save that. Create another one. We're just going to go one by one. Sorry if this takes a bit. I guess I could talk about it. HL company name. That would be the agency or SaaS name, whether that's yours or another, if you choose to white label. App URL will be the white label URL, so app.crm, whatever custom thing.com or whatever. Location ID, that'll be the sub-account ID. Those words are interchangeable. And location name, that'll be your client's sub-account's name. All right, that's all for people. People attributes. See, that'll be the high-level user ID, their role, admin, agency, or type is admin or agency. Or no, sorry, I forget which is which. I'll show you when we populate our first one, which is which. Let's see. Company ID will be the agency or SaaS's ID. We covered company name. We covered that. We covered all these. So let's go back to companies, or let's go to companies rather. We'll put the company attributes in now. They're just repeated, but with the HL at the end, because like I said earlier, you can't put the same attributes in the same categories. They all share the attributes, so that's just how it's architected. And like I said, be very careful during this step because you will burn your intercom account as far as these are concerned. I had to change up all how I did everything when I made that mistake. So company to company, people data to people data. Companies will have the HL on the end. People will have the HL on the front. Right there. Now let's see these attributes. Location ID. So in the system, companies, this is just another word for your sub accounts. So you have your location ID or sub account ID, location name or company name or sub account name, company ID, that'd be the ID of the SaaS or agency, company name of the SaaS or agency. I know it's kind of meta, but in high level world, that's the SaaS or the agency, and then that's the clients. And then intercom world, companies refers to locations or sub accounts and wherever they're visiting your white label from will be there. Okay, next would be actually making the intercom integration in here. So go over to intercom, back to the app, add integration. So that was GHL intercom at Gmail. Let me make sure that's right. Where is Gmail? GHL.intercom at Gmail. Perfect. We'll call this demo intercom. The app ID, you can grab it from the URL here or somewhere in settings, I'm sure. So I'm in settings, go to general. I'm assuming it'd be there. Yep. Search. There it is. So we'll go back to the app, paste it in. Now we need a JWT key. That's going to be under channels, messenger, security, And here's where you manage your keys. We'll just make one for this. I'll delete it after. Make sure it says web, demo, create, copy it, go back, paste it. There we are. All right. So just a couple more things to do. My wife and kids just got home. It might be a little bit busy or noisy in the background, rather. Please bear with me. All right, go over to sub accounts. Now we're going to put that integration into the sub accounts that we want to use with it. And there's two things now we need to do in intercom. Come back to intercom. We're in settings. Click that settings button. You can go to messenger here, or you can go to channels. Messenger. Go to the install section. Go down. You're going to see show or hide messenger here. We want to show it. Enable it. And then we're going to check installation. So it says messenger is installed but not yet secure. You might not see this. You might say failed or something to that nature. To troubleshoot that, just refresh. And then actually go to one of these sub accounts. I think I did this off video, so that's why it showed it right away. And then you'll see it load here. So now there's no way that this will say failed or whatever it does say. I can't remember what it says, but just make sure you refreshed your GHL. You went to a sub account where you had integration live, and then that way intercom will be able to pick it up now. One more step, we need to enable security in intercom and force security. And so now your installation is all set and done. And we'll do a quick test of it. Let's put in some gibberish there. Looks like we got the message on our end. Let's go to the inbox. Go to all. Go to all. And here we are. Here's John Doe at Sparky Electric. Hi. And we get it right back over here. So we are up and running. Let's check the, remember those custom data attributes we added? Let's make sure we got them. So let's go to contacts, go to all users. These are like pre-populated users. You can delete them. Let's go to John Doe. Let's make sure everything's good. So we got his email, we got his GHL user ID. These are all intercom specific data attributes. So we got our user ID. Remember we were talking about role and type earlier. So he's role admin, type agency. Company ID, that'd be the GHL, or sorry, the SaaS or agency ID. This would be the SaaS or agency name, where this user was last, where they last loaded your intercom. The location ID, which will match this right here. Search it, and sure enough, and the name of the company. And speaking of company, we can either click here, or we can go over here. Let's go into companies. And these are just pre-populated. But here's my two sub accounts. And they both showed up here because I think off camera when my wife and kids got home, I was clicking around these. And so, of course, they both populated. And every time you switch sub accounts, we shut down intercom and reload it so that none of the values get messed up, the custom data attributes. So you can go into your company. We'll do trees unlimited here. Let's go see if everything is working properly. Let's show all these details. I don't know why they hide them right away. Seems like you'd want to see them. All right, so it's this should be wider, huh? Trees unlimited. The company ID, which is actually the location ID in this case, not the SaaS or agency. We're talking, so companies, these are referred to, I know it's kind of meta, but this will be locations or sub accounts. So company ID, see, we didn't set this, or I'd rather the script did. The script did set it for us, but this is the location ID. And if you want to see the company ID is in the SaaS or agency ID, that'd be company ID underscore HL here. I guess they take the underscore. Oh no, there, it's right there. So this company ID slash underscore HL is your SaaS or agency ID. This is still referring to location ID. Okay, and we got some intercom specific data attributes, but we got the company website, wherever they last were, or wherever this company was last loaded, rather. It could be Go High Level or some kind of custom URL. Location ID, location name, company ID, or sorry, SaaS or agency ID, SaaS or agency name, and Go High Level is the app URL. Let's see. Another little note to know is that these will update on every login. So if something changes, if you change the name or you change, that's really only the name. Everything else will stay the same, apart from if you log in from a different URL, that'll auto update. And same with people. So from people, this user, if I were to change this user something about them, their email or name, it'll populate and update in here on their next sign-in. Okay, so we covered that. Next, I guess we could cover real quickly. Let's see, I don't know how long I've been. We'll just cover how to or custom options real quick, and then we'll call it. That'll be enough for the quick start. The video I'd watch after this is the Screen Desk quick start video, where we'll show you how to use Screen Desk with Intercom very easily. Let me actually, we'll run through real quick these display settings. So go over to Agency View, go to your DIY support, display settings. So you can customize absolutely everything about the custom button launcher, the border colors, the background colors, icon color. The only time you can, so the icon color, if you adjust it, the color, that'll refer to this icon. But if you put your own custom icon in here, you're in charge of that color, because I can't adjust it on the fly, because I couldn't account for PNGs. You could even adjust the color of a PNG anyway. SVGs, I suppose there'd be a Cody way of doing it, but that'll be up to you. So let's go over the options real quick. So you can put it in the top bar. Let's refresh. We'll see it up here. All right, it's up here, looking good. Cool. I guess I should cover aggressive monitoring next. So there's an aggressive monitoring option here. I suggest leaving it on, but let's turn it on. Or sorry, I suggest leaving it off, but let's turn it on and I'll show you what it does. I don't think it's necessary. So we have our button. Anytime something covers this or disappears off the screen, with aggressive monitoring, you see how it sensed that there's a modal over it and we couldn't click it. It moved it so that we could click it. And now it went back. So here and back, there and back. And that's useful for, like, there's just areas in the app where this top bar will disappear, but the left bar will stay for whatever reason. I don't know. Yeah, it's just some kind of UX. Anyway, not important. And I had that. I would say the aggressive monitoring is overkill, and you don't need it though, because if you're in a live screen share through Intercom, it doesn't matter if this disappears off the screen. The session will still continue. We coded it that way so that if this disappears, you're still good to go. So let's turn off aggressive monitoring, because I think it's a bit overkill. Because we do have a default monitoring. So let's say we go to an automation. Let me show you automation. So it's up here in the top bar. We'll open it. Let's go into this workflow. So this is going to disappear, right? So it disappears, but this is the base monitoring we have. And I think you can get away with this for everything. You really don't need aggressive. But it's there, but I don't recommend it. Anyway, we've talked about monitoring enough. Okay, it's back. All right, let's do another option. Let's go below search. Sure, that'll just load it right below the search bar here. There it is. And all these work with the search bar closed. So you're good there. Let's go next to search, I believe is the next one. Next to search. This will load next to search. Here we are. Cool. Sorry, didn't mean to give you a screen flickering there. That was me just clicking it a bunch of times. All right, so next would be next to location switcher. We'll refresh and it'll appear right about here. There we are. And again, these work with the nav bar condensing or collapsing, whatever you want to say. I guess we could cover the animation. So the animations refer to when your client have unread text or messages from you. So we'll close it. Let's fire off a message. Okay, write some gibberish here. Come back. See, now we have this animation going. There's an animation applied to the button and to the badge, and it'll appear down here. Yeah, that's animations. Pretty easy. So when your client does click it, the animation will go away. Once they get into here, into the messages, boom, it's gone. Another thing I should cover real quick. If you don't put custom colors, your custom colors will override any of the script's default coloring. I just wanted to point out here real quick that dark theme is accounted for. So if we set it, dark theme is set it, come back here, refresh. And there we go. It's changed colors for us. We'll just leave it as dark theme for now. Let's go back and I'll show you how to override stuff. So the icon color, let me grab a hex value over here. I believe you can do, if you've never seen a hex, this is what it looks like. I think you can do 3, 6, and 8 characters for hexes. But in order to find a hex, you just Google hex color code generator and you'll see that swatch thing. You know, you can pick a color on it, it'll show you the hex color code. So we did red. We got to refresh, of course, and now it'll be red. And we'll customize it a little more. Let's say button border color. We'll say button badge background color. I'll go get some kind of blue here. Let's copy this. We'll make the button background color blue. Button badge border color blue. Sure. This will probably look a little weird, but just to show you that they do work. With the icon color, I don't know if I already said this. I can't remember. I believe I did. Getting deja vu here. But if you use your own color, you're going to have to... If you use your own color, you're going to have to... You're in charge of your own color. Or sorry, if you use your own icon, you're in charge of your coloring. But if you use my icon, then I can apply your color. So here's our hideous button here. Well, I don't know. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Maybe it's not hideous. There it is. Okay, so we got our support button. And we can make it stop the animation by going to the messages. All right, we'll go back here and get rid of these. But I think that is all I would show for the Quickstart demonstration. The next things I would recommend doing is going to Screen Desk Quickstart and watching that video next. And then after that, you can see a couple more apps. We'll put in app integrations. We'll do a little bit more editing of the Messenger. White label, if you ever want to run support for other agencies or SaaSes, we'll show you in there. That'll be a it won't be that long of a video. You really just need to set up another brand in Intercom and set up a white labeled email for the replies. Of course, you'll have to have a white labeled Intercom knowledge base and all that stuff. But that won't actually be that hard. And then all these links are Intercom links along with the Screen Desk docs. So with that being said, I guess I'll see you over in the Screen Desk Quickstart. That's the next video I would go to after this. Thanks for watching. See you over there.